Ladies and gentlemen, Basil and Will with Grayson Hobby, and today we have another fantastic plane from DW Hobby. This is the Edge 540. And today's video, we're actually go to the field with Justin, with the guy who's flying all of our airplanes. Super fantastic. Best flyer I've ever met. Go to Hilltop Flyers, right in Loganville, Georgia. At the very end, Justin and Will go over all the details.
Yeah, so stay tuned to the end of the video to see all the things, the control throws, CG, the prop, etc. that we did to this plane. It's about the same.
If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. All right, so we got the DW Edge 540.
Torque, less P factor, all
Yep.
that stuff. Yep. Now this plane, the Edge 540 from DW, is running the same power plant as the Shining V2 450 class motor. However, it's a larger wingspan, larger tail surface. The elevator is actually, I think, overall smaller though, compared to the Shining, ironically.
So this right here is, in my opinion, this is the ideal beginner, 3D
Trainer
airplane. Yeah, it's just so stable. It's so forgiving. It's so easy to fly. I mean, it really is.
And this is only a 1300 battery. It can probably fit a 2200 3-cell if you're not planning on doing crazy aerobatics with it to get that CG very neutral or rear biased almost. A 2200 3-cell from most companies will probably fit in it. You'd have to check the dimensions.
Yeah, but I personally wouldn't go that high because I think you're just...
No, I think the 1500 to 1800 is probably the key for this size airframe. But if you want that longer flight time and you're just learning and stuff like that, or you want something that's going to fly for a while.
And bigger is not always better when it comes to batteries.
No, agreed.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it's not too nose heavy, and then you're good.
And for the love of...
Neutral
never
CG.
put lead weight in these guys.
No,
You should not have to.
Do not do it.
All of the planes we built, we have not had any ballast of any sort. It's just a matter of shifting the battery or picking the right battery size to achieve the proper CG. So if you find yourself having to add 3 ounces of the nose or the tail, well, you did something
built it
wrong.
wrong.
Too much hot glue, aka plutonium lead.
Or if it's not doing rolls or whatever, not the plane
Could be pilot.
or the build.
Yeah, this one is very smooth.
Very, very, very smooth, very stable. Like I said, very easy to fly. It's, in my opinion, the easiest one of the bunch to fly. A lot of wing, as you can see. The wing size, when you compare it to the tail size, is enormous. Which, it does all the 3D stuff. It's very, and again, it's very forgiving. The Edge 540 gets its name from the straight leading edge on the wing. And it's ideal for doing basic 3D maneuvers such as a Harrier right here. So I literally just have my throttle right about halfway, and the wind is kind of pushing me around a little bit, but I'm not having to hardly make any corrections. I've got full down elevator to keep it in a stall position. My throttle is just about halfway, and it's just creeping right along. It's not trying to tip stall. It's not trying to do anything bad. So you can see I'm not making any corrections to the ailerons. So very forgiving airplane, and it flies a very surprisingly straight line. Edges don't normally do that very well, but this one does.
So, did you fly the extra NG already?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
Second plane.
Okay. So, as far as in the series, you would say this between the Yak, the Shining, the Extra, and the Edge, you're going to say the Edge, or I'm sorry, the Edge is the trainer?
Yes.
Overall?
The Edge gets my vote for the best 3D trainer. If you're wanting to dabble in the 3D world and you want a really stable, affordable 3D foamy, it does not get any more stable and affordable than this right here.
So if you're looking to enter the aerobatic flying, you want to learn how to knife edge properly, you want to will it do the rolling Harriers and everything okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so if you want the aerobatic experience learning but still have a stable platform, this would be the one to go with.
Yep. And see, it's doing, you know, the rollers just fine. It's, you know, it's not as aggressive as some of the other ones, but that's kind of the point, you know.
Now we did fly this one prior with the factory 11.7 prop, and we did switch to an APC slow flyer prop,
Yes.
which definitely helped all this hovering that you're seeing, all his sub 50% throttle, all that third throttle to 50% throttle. Justin was telling me that it definitely felt much better, more power at the low end. It's almost like gearing a car.
Yes.
It's getting those low gears for the extra torque. But that is one thing we do recommend on this plane, is to switch the factory prop out. It will fly perfectly fine with the factory prop, and if it's just built, you're learning, etc., you're mainly flying patterny, you know, maybe basic knife edges, loose rolls, etc., factory prop is more than enough. However, if you're starting into that 3D learning, then the slow flyer prop will help give more power in that bottom end maneuvers that you need lower throttle for. Another little perk of the slow flyer prop is they're more flexible. So say you do tumble the plane, you do crash and hit the nose, the slow flyer prop will actually have a little flex to it to where you don't transfer all that energy to the motor mount, the motor shaft, or the fuselage itself. So you're less likely to break something if you do hit the front. That's one reason I really like the slow flyer props on these style planes as well.
Yeah, the slow flyer has always kind of been my go-to for just about any kind of 3D foamy, but it really does help make this airplane even more stable and just more smooth and stable. I love this airplane. It's so easy to fly. It is so comfortable.
All right, so now that we got the plane on the ground, before we kill the power, let's check the throws here. So we got aileron throw. That's one direction, the other. So you see it's good amount of throw, and again, this is high rate. You do not need to have this much rate to fly it, but this is just showing how Justin flew it. And then throws here. Oh, let's put it that way, sorry.
That's up.
Mm-hmm.
That's down.
All right, and now let's do the rudder.
To the right. To the left.
Do it again.
Center.
All right.
And center.
Almost. Is it touching? Barely.
No.
Okay.
It's not touching.
All right, there we
it's
go.
closer on the
Oh
left.
yeah,
than it
actually,
is.
yeah, let's do it that way. There
Yeah,
we go.
there we go.
That's left. That's right.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and unplug.
Now I
this.
want to before we unplug, or you can go ahead and unplug it. I just want to note that note the aileron size to the wing, to the ratio.
Oh yeah,
That-
compared to the yak, I mean the yak would be equivalent to like up
Yeah.
here, so
And-
you're getting a lot less.
And that's why, you know, the yak will seem, an airplane like the yak in the Shining will seem more aggressive. It's because the aileron is actually bigger on the wing itself, whereas it's, you know, much smaller here, which makes it more stable for somebody who's learning.
Right.
So,
And it's a physically larger plane than the yak and the Shining.
And you said the same power plant, right?
Same
Yep.
power plant as the Shining.
That's a smaller
V2,
plane.
As a smaller plane. Good power to weight ratio. We are again 11.47 slow flyer prop on this, and you can see where the prop has touched the runway and all that, and it gives that flex to it. So you're better off flexing that prop and possibly breaking a prop than breaking your motor mount or anything like that. So that's definitely a big plus to the APC slow flyer.
No, we checked the aileron to wing ratio. Let's check the elevator too.
So that's where the edge is lacking a little bit.
yeah, and it could stand to be, in my opinion, it could stand to be just a little bit bigger. But again, it's more stable. You know, it's more stable than it would be if it was, you know, this, you know, down to here.
And actually comparing with the Shining, I believe the Shining was almost about half an inch or more.
Yeah.
Actually closer, I think it was closer, almost an inch on either side,
Yeah.
extra surface area. So the rudder was similar. Actually, this is a larger rudder on this one because of the larger plane. But the elevator is very small for this size plane. And is the edge like that normally? I'm actually
The edge, it depends on who's making it.
Okay,
The Extreme Flight one is, the Carden edge from yesteryear isn't. So it just depends on who makes it.
Who knows? We'll forward that information to DW. Maybe there'll be a version 2 with larger elevator.
There we
See.
go.
But there you guys have it, the Edge 540 from DW Hobby, available at GraysonHobby.com.